Hello, hello, divine feminines and cross watchers. So I'm assuming that there's some divine masculines here as well. We are going to look into the mindset and what the life of the divine feminine. So last time, right here on the top of the screen, we talked about the divine masculine and going into their mind and seeing what's going on in their world and how are they perceiving life and what's going on with them. And now we're going to do that with the divine feminine. And I know that these are long-awaited videos because I have several friends who've been asking me to do it. So here we are. We are going to look into this energy. Remember, this is a general reading and will not resonate with every single person. If it doesn't resonate with you, remember, one, the energies can be reversed, so assign the roles as you please. When we are talking about divine masculine and divine feminine, they do not have to be of the same gender, male and female. There are some male bodies that are actually divine feminines, and there are some female bodies that are divine masculine. So we need to make sure that we're very clear about that. But remember, if these readings do not resonate with you, it's because the energies are fluid. They could be happening right this moment. They may be happening a week from now. They might be happening a month from now. But for whatever reason why you were brought to this channel, this reading, there's something in this for you. During this reading, the angels are bringing the Holy Fire Reiki energy to you. If you're wanting to know about the divine masculine, I am doing personal readings, so check out the link in the description box down below. If you like this reading or entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Okay, let's get started. So I want to thank the people who have already supported this channel by like, sharing, and subscribing. One of the things I want to mention about like, sharing, and subscribing is when you do that, you put your energy into a channel. So if you like a reader and you're like, you know, I really wish this reader would resonate with me, the best way to do that is to like their channel, to subscribe to their channel, put your energy into the channel in some way. A lot of readers do not have comments on because there's lots of spam, and also it takes a lot of energy to sift through comments, and we want to make sure that we keep the energy as pure as possible. And also, when channels get really, really big, you might find that it's a lot more difficult for the reader to navigate through the energies. That's very possible as well. And so they get to be very superficial readers. So it's sometimes better to go to a channel that has less subscribers because they can really kind of zone into the energies better. So one of my favorite readers, he was talking about how it's getting very difficult for him to read because there's so many people that are subscribing to his channel. He's got like 52,000 people subscribed to his channel. And he's just like, he's kind of wishing that his channel would dwindle down. He's like, I'm one of the only readers here that's probably asking for that. And I thought that was really interesting because we're energy readers. So we're reading the energy and the cards help us. But I can totally get what he's saying because like the more people there are, it's like the more scenarios that come to mind and the more energy that you have to read. So if you want your energy in the channel, in a nutshell, you should subscribe and like and share, and that gets your energy connected to the reader. All right, because it's like when I'm at a table reading, I got the person right in front of me. I'm reading their energy. I'm reading the cards for them. It's a little bit different. When you're reading on YouTube, you're reading for the big energies. It's very interesting. All right, so if you're new here, thank you for checking out my channel. Thank you to the people who've already donated. Clicked links in the description box. I got tons of them down there. People who got personal readings from me, watch the ads that are associated with my videos, watch my videos multiple times. I appreciate the people that keep coming back over and over again. I know that there are people who do that because you tell me, so thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you'd like to do so, then please take a second right now to do that. And if you are subscribed already or think you are, check, because you may or may not be, depending on YouTube takes subscribers off sometimes. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read the energy of the divine feminine. I'm going to get a story, and then we'll just kind of just see whatever the universe tells us about this journey and about the divine feminines. Okay, here we go. The divine feminines major, and I hate to break it to you, divine feminines, but this is how it works, all right? The major theme for you, or the major thing that you're going through in this lifetime, is learning perseverance, learning long-term view, having the big vision, because it's we learned in the Divine Masculine reading that you were the one to turn on the light bulb. You were the one to start the healing first. You were the one to say, for the Divine Masculine to go, oh, is it my time to do this too? And I've talked to many Divine Feminines, and it's like so interesting that it plays out in so many of our lives. Both people were in the darkness. One person gets enlightened first and starts the healing journey. And there's multiple awakenings that happen along the line. And as they're awakening, it's like they get to a point where they start to shine brighter again. And then that is the clue to the Divine Masculine that it's time for their healing. So let's go on. And so with that energy, the Divine Feminine is the Queen of Cups. The Divine Feminine is very charismatic, and it's that way on purpose. Very warm-hearted, sociable, very empathic. So Divine Masculines, if you are married to, in a commitment with someone that does not have these qualities, that is not your person. Your person, Divine Masculine, is the person who is warm-hearted, controls their feelings well. They're the ideal romantic partner. I mean, when you think of a complete package, that's the Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine, you are the complete package. You always have been. And now, you know, you may have lost yourself for a while, but now you're getting back into and growing into the fullness of who you are. And that is really important for you to do that, because the more you do that, then the Divine Masculine can see who they are. They're starting to see, oh my gosh, I am lost. I am in the darkness. Oh my gosh, I see this light shining. I see this lighthouse. I need to go towards that. I need to do that. That's what I need to do. And then you're teaching them to follow their heart and their intuition. Okay, let's move on. And it's all in the right timing. It all is a soul contract. It's all contractual inside of your life plan. Before you came into this earth, you said this is what you said you would do. Now, Divine Feminine, some of you guys are not just shining bright for the Divine Masculine. You're shining bright for lots of people. Like you said that you would come here and turn on the light, and people would be like, wow, I need to do that too. That is, I guess I need to do that too. It's just like you are the beacon in the storm. Okay, and the angels are guiding you with your intuition, because you're so intuitive. The angels are guiding you with what to do next. You know, what to, like for those of you who are on social media, the angels are saying what to post. Those of you guys who, you know, it's almost like you're the one that has the fashion or something. I'm not saying that you're fashionable, but I'm just saying, like, it's like that. You know, you're the one that everybody goes, oh man, that's what I need. It's the next fashion, right? It's kind of the feeling I'm getting. Very interesting. Because you're in a really good place. You've done a lot of work to get here. Some of you guys have been doing healing for a while now. And so that puts you in such a good place. It's very beautiful. All right. The divine, because of you, the Divine Masculine, well, let me say this. The Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine journey has been that the Divine Masculine has not seen you, or has not wanted to see you, has not wanted to look at you, because deep down, the Divine Masculine knows that once they look at you, they're going to get the aha moment that it's time to do what they need to do. And sometimes it feels good, just comfortable being where you are. And some of you got Divine Feminines, you know that on a deep level, on a subconscious level. So what happened is you may have had a contact with your Divine Masculine, and the Divine Masculine just would not see you. It's like they didn't want to see you, or they didn't want to talk to you. They didn't want to be enlightened yet, because deep down they knew that the moment you come back into their life, they're going to have to work at themselves, and that's a scary thing to do. Okay, so you were a gift that the Divine Masculine was not seeing, was not wanting to look at, and so that is, but you coming into their life, slowly but surely, they're making new decisions in life. They're making new, tough decisions. You know, some of them are making new plans because of you. They may have feared the change, and they prayed to be, you know, we're playing it safe. you know, and living in boredom because it was just easy to do it that way. And once they saw you, it's like, oh gosh, I actually gotta do stuff. Because they remember when you guys left each other out in the cold, or when they left you out in the cold. And it's sometimes really difficult to own up to the fact that you did that to someone, especially if you're a good person. And divine masculines are good people. So it was difficult for them to see what they did, that they weren't there for you when they should have been, that they didn't support you when they should have been there, that they left you out in the cold. They left you to deal with your stuff all on your own. And not only that, but with blame. A lot of you guys, the divine masculine, blamed you for stuff that deep down they know that you really didn't do. Okay, so let's move on. And that's hard. It's hard for the divine masculine to own up to what they did. Like, I just had to say sorry to someone just recently. I didn't have to do anything, but God was tapping on my shoulder like, if you don't want to come back in another lifetime and have to deal with that, you better take care of it. And I'm like, all right, I should own up to this. And I did something 25 years ago to someone that was not very nice. I left someone out in the cold, and it was ugly, and I had not looked at it for 25 years. And so sometimes that happens. Okay, so that, I'm just saying, like, that's not my divine masculine that I did that to, but I needed to say they were sorry so I can really feel what that feels like for someone to have to own up to something they did, especially if it was a long time ago and something they stuffed a long time ago. I get that. And it was difficult to do. Like, I had to feel it, you know, and it was hard. Okay, so moving on. So you've shown the divine masculine through you shining brightly that they can be the King of Pentacles. They don't feel like the King of Pentacles, but that they have to raise up in order to come back to you if they feel that that's something that they want to do, which they do on a deep level. That they're going to have to do what they need to do. You said you were going to do it, so do it. Like, be a man of your word. For some divine masculines, okay, let's take that out. Let's say, be a divine masculine of your word. Okay? Very good. So where's this going? The divine masculine, when there's going to be divine communication between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So it's the interesting thing is, it sounds like this is more of a divine masculine reading, but it's not. And that's because you're such an important part of the divine masculine's journey. And we've felt that before with many readings. When I've read divine feminines, it always comes out this way. You're such an important part for that person's healing, for that person to see that it can be done. I was just talking to a divine feminine yesterday, and I was like, it's very important for you, because they're like, well, I didn't really do much. I'm like, you did more than you know. You did the healing. You showed that it could be done. And the fact that you showed that it could be done enlightens this other person to say, well, maybe I can do that too. You know, maybe I don't have to live in a shitstorm. Maybe I don't have to live this way. Maybe I can be happy. Maybe I can have everything that I want. Look, so-and-so did it. Maybe I could do it too. And that is the journey of the divine feminine. I'm not saying that you have to do anything for anyone. The only thing you have to do, divine feminine, is work on your own self-esteem, work on your own happiness, show people that you can be happy and they can too, especially if you've been through a really difficult life. If you've been through abuse and you've been through severe sadness and severe loss, and people think, how did this person even make it? How did they even make it in the world with everything they dealt with, every challenge that came to them? And then they go, and look at them. They're happy. And look at them. They're doing what they need to do. Maybe I need to do what I need to do. So because of that, the divine masculine is turning into the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a very reliable person. Like, if I wanted to be with any king, it would be the King of Pentacles over the Emperor, because the Emperor, he's kind of like, I want it my way kind of guy. You know what I mean? And the King of Pentacles, so the Emperor is all four kings in one. And the King of Pentacles is the part of the Emperor that I would want to be with. He is very disciplined. He is generous. And he can see a big plan and a big vision, and he's a planner, and he works hard, and he's reliable, and he's supportive, and he's there for you when you need him, and he's protective. Like, he ain't gonna let he's not gonna let anybody hurt you. He's not gonna let anybody. This is my divine feminine. You got to go through me. Not protective in a way like he controls you, because that's the emperor. The emperor is controlling. The King of Pentacles is not controlling. The King of Pentacles is, don't mess with my divine feminine. He's very loyal. And he knows how to resolve conflicts. Like, if you have a conflict with this person, it's going to resolve very quickly and smooth, and, you know, a smooth operator, you know. Smooth operator. Just kidding. Okay, and when the divine masculine can come to the divine feminine with this beautiful communication, there's so much healing that's going to happen with that, because you guys are both going to be emotionally mature. Now, divine feminines, you do not want your masculine coming in an immature way. And a lot of the divine masculines were stunted in emotional maturity because of the pain they went through. So now what they're doing is they're kind of growing up. It's like, I gave my divine feminine friend this vision. I said, remember when you were younger and the boys didn't mature as quick as the girls did? You know, like in 5th grade, you started to go through puberty, girls did. And some of us started to develop in 5th grade, and then 6th grade. And then, you know, by 7th grade, we had bodies, you know what I mean? We had like development, right? And the boys were still really immature. And it was like, they were still hitting you and ow, and, you know, boys that were like punching you and stuff. And you're like, dude, you can't punch me in my boobs. You know what I mean? Like, that hurts. You know, and you were like getting really feminine, and you weren't really tomboyish anymore. Some of you guys were probably still dressing tomboyish because you didn't know how to, like, you know, I don't know. It was like this transition period. Well, that's what it's like. It's like the boys didn't really start to become as mature as girls were until like the end of 8th grade, early 9th grade, definitely into 10th grade. You started to really see mature boys. A lot of boys don't even sprout up in height until after 8th and 9th grade. And girls were already really tall. It's like, that's the same type of energy. They're not there yet. Emotionally, they have to mature. I don't care how old these divine masculines are. They have to mature emotionally. They're not there yet. But once they do, oh gosh, it's like losing your virginity to a divine masculine, right? It's like, you know, and the divine masculine losing their virginity to you. It's beautiful, right? And it's going to lead to this wonderful reunion. And you know, we do know that there's twin flame stuff. I'm not specifically talking about twin flames so much, because twin flames could be mom and kid, and it could be any relationship. But I'm specifically talking about the love or the friendship or whatever this is. It's a little bit different than the other twin flames. This is divine masculine, divine feminine, reunion, meeting. So this could be a really great friendship, or it could be a really amazing love. All right? Okay. And it's all circling around this 10 of Cups. See, the divine masculine has to meet the divine feminine, and this is a beautiful relationship. I love the King and Queen of Pentacles out of all of the King and Queens. I do like the Cups, the King and Queen of Cups, but the only problem is the King of Cups doesn't give the full cup of love sometimes. So, and the King and Queen of Wands means that they're both still wearing masks, and they're both not truly expressing themselves, and they're kind of hiding behind the imposter syndrome. So not my favorite. The King and Queen of Swords are great, but, you know, they can get into conflicts because they both have swords. So it's like, you know, they can, so that they're not my favorite. But the King and Queen of Pentacles are my favorite because they're both generous, and they're both really well off, and they understand like themselves, and they take care of their bodies, and they're just really, they're the complete package, in my opinion. I think they're way better than the Emperor and Empress relationship. So the fact that they gave me these two cards is showing me how beautiful this relationship is. Okay. I just want to, let's see, where do I want to go next? Oh, they want me to keep going. Okay, I'm taking these down because I'm just going to keep reading. So what was the lesson between the divine masculine and divine feminine? Why couldn't they come together earlier? And that's because there was too much devil energy around the relationship. There was pain. There was heartbreak. There was emotional pain. There was sorrow. There was guilt. There was hurt. There was addictions. There was, both parties were raised by narcissism. So they both had narcissistic wounds. If this would have came together too early, and then there would have been a lot of resentment and judgment, and there would have been too much karma. So you guys had to like have karmic relationships with other people first, or other energy first, so you can learn a lot of lessons about your wounds. And then that way you didn't have to heal with each other in that way, and you guys can heal different aspects of each other. You don't have to heal the parental wounds. You can heal other wounds with each other. And because it's almost like God put you with different partners, that because you don't want to have resentment. Like there would have been too much resentment to move forward with this type of relationship, because it's so strong. It's because there had to be a lot of tower moments that happened with a lot of learning, so that when you do come back together, you have a lot to talk about. A lot of life lessons that you guys can actually talk about. You guys can trust it a lot more. Yeah. There'll be good news and good communication, and then you can come together with better reminiscing chats and expressing yourself more, okay? This is a relationship that will be slow. It's going to take time. This is not a relationship where the person comes in and love bombs you and you guys get married. That is probably one of the relationships that you had over here, this devil energy. It's not like that. It's like, let's start it as friends. Let's really get to know each other again. Let's really move forward with destiny a lot slower than we have before, because this is a beautiful reunion where it takes lots of planning and lots of looking at the future and lots of long-term vision. As much as you guys want to come together like really fast and just like blow each other out of water with this cup of love, you know, as much as you want to do that, you realize there's a higher purpose to this. You realize it's more than just a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, one night stand, you know. This is about changing the person. This is about the divine masculine helping them with their imposter syndrome, and helping them with all the lies that they've had their whole life, with the swords of truth coming in and helping them to work harder. You know what I mean? And that work takes time. Love takes time to heal when you're hurting so much. I couldn't see that I was blind to let you go. I couldn't stop the pain inside. 'Cause I don't want to be here, and I don't want to be here alone. All right, so they got a lot of endings. They got a lot of things that have to end before you guys come together. They're still in this Emperor energy of gotta have it their way, but they need to bring this apology to you. I mean, it's just like, let's get more. This is interesting. I'm running out of cards. I feel like I'm doing a whole life review where you lay out all the cards. Let's see what else we can find out with this relationship. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? Oh, let's do these. And then we'll dive into the mind of the divine masculine, or divine feminine. Okay, it's hard to take apart the divine masculine and divine feminine mindset because they're so linked together. The divine masculine was easier to read because the divine masculine is more on a solo kind of hermit, into, you know, soul-searching experience, where the divine feminine has pretty much done a lot of that, so they understand themselves a lot more, and now they're connected more in with their journey is with the divine masculine. And so part of the struggle with the divine feminine is that the divine feminine and masculine have not come together yet, so the divine feminine kind of just feels lost, like wading in the water, not really sure what's going on right now, because they have to wait. Remember I said in the beginning, the whole purpose is this perseverance through and having this strength through the storm, because the divine masculine has a lot of work to do, and they know it. They don't want to come to the divine feminine broken. You know, the divine feminine, we don't want them to either, because then you're going to feel like you got to fix this person. And the last thing that it wants to feel like is a project and feel like somebody's got to fix them. And that's not what you would, that's not the way you think about it. And it's not the way that you want to do it. But it's like you're a healer, you know, you're a fixer. You want to love on this person. But the journey of the divine masculine is there's got to be healing on their own. They've got to come forward on their own. You can't go run into this person because they're just going to run away. They're going to shut the door and run away. They're not ready. You got to let them do what they got to do. And it takes a lot of perseverance. It takes a lot to do that. Okay. So you're waiting for the material harvest, for all of the manifestation, all of the hard work that you've done. Divine feminine, I'm talking to you. You're waiting for, you're like, well, I mean, I've done everything that God has told me to do. I looked into my pain. I went in there and dug it out, and it sucked. And I said my apologies, and I went through my timeline, and I went through every single person I can think of, and I cleared out all my energy as much as I can. And when am I going to get my material harvest for that? You know what I mean? You can't, because the divine masculine needs to be in solitude right now. And that's okay. You just need to have patience. It will come together. You will get the divine communication. The divine masculine has to sort through the deception and envy that they've been noticing because of you. They've been enlightened, and they're starting to see this deception and envy. They have to wade through the water of the deception and envy. They have to see it. They have to see how you're totally different from everything that they've ever been with. Because the way they see it now is all the people they've ever been with have done this to them. So why would you be any different? And how much would it hurt more to have the person that you love so much, you find out that they're just as deceptive and envious as other people when you've worked really hard on that? I get it. They're super tempted to come forward, I'll tell you that much, and their intuition is screaming at them to come forward. But they're suffering in silence right now. They're choosing to suffer in silence. And there's times when you suffered in silence, and there was a lot of growth that happened from that, so you can't take it from them. You don't want them to suffer at all. You'd rather they didn't, but that's what's happening. They're in conflict right now. They're feeling defeated right now. The last thing you want to do is come to somebody when you feel like the world defeated you, stomped all over you. Oh, here, let me go to my divine feminine now that I feel like I'm worthless. Because my divine feminine's going to make me feel like I'm so amazing. It's not our job. It's not your job to do that. They don't want it to be your job to do that. That's unhealthy, because that's the problem that got them in deception and envy in the first place, is they found someone that made them feel amazing. So they ran to that person. After the honeymoon period, the colors started to shine about who this person really was. And they're like, ah, shoot, I just married this person, or I just committed myself to this person. I moved in with this person. You know, I have legal arrangements with this person. Now I have responsibilities with this person. Oh, good Lord. Right? It's taking a lot of spiritual strength to have this type of journey. A divine masculine, divine feminine journey. It takes a lot of strength to do that. But it's going to accelerate in motion, so don't worry. It's going to create a lot of harmony between the two of you. And the memories of love that they have for you are the reason why they're moving forward. It's the reason why they want to heal. If they didn't have you, they have no reason to heal. They'd be like, you know, life, I guess, just blows. And so here I am. I'm just going to be comfortable in my crap until I die. You know, and then you came along and you're like, here's the light. Here's the light. And they're like, oh my gosh, divine feminine is healing. They're looking great. Man, I feel good when I'm around the divine feminine, or when I can hear the divine feminine's voice, when I can imagine them through music, or if I imagine them on the 3D and I meet them, or the 5D and I meet them there, man, I just feel so good around the divine feminine. They're like, I want to do this. I want to heal. I want to do this. So have faith in the fact that you help them get to this point, that they even want to do this. Because it's so easy just to be like, dude, life sucks. I guess this is where I'm at, and I'm just not going to do anything about it. Let me get my recliner and just watch TV all day. But that's not what you did. You sparked in them the courage to manifest again. You sparked in them the courage to want to be something better and be something different. Now it's just a waiting game, Divine Feminine, but you will triumph. Dun, da, 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 da. And we're in positive movement forward right now. They're in the place where they have at least recognized the relationship. They know who you are. They know on a soul level. They know what this is. Their higher self has been communicating with them and saying, go to the reason why they're thinking about you 24/7 is because you are the path to their higher self, to their enlightenment, and their higher self has been throwing you in their existence all the time, reminding them, Divine Feminine, Divine Feminine, Divine Feminine, because what you mean to them is healing, connection, alignment, manifestation, getting what you want in life, all of these things, opening the door. That's what's happening. And so the Divine Masculine is constantly bombarded with you because they need to have this partner in allianceship. This is something that needs to happen. It's part of the universe's plan, the design. Because love begins right now, but the only way that it begins is through awareness. The awakenings, the awareness. Their third eye chakra is now finally awakening. Yours is already there. It's awakening more, of course, right? So that is beautiful. I want to dive into, last time I said, has the Divine Masculine understood this connection? Because I accidentally said, did they get awakened? And they said you get awakened a whole bunch of times, so I had to take that back. So let me see a good question to ask. And we'll get some advice cards. We already know the advice. To be honest, I don't really need to pull any because the advice is that just keep waiting, keep looking at the big picture, stay focused on the future and not now. But do please make sure that you are having fun in the present, because that energy of you really having a good time in life and being present this time and not getting stuck so far in the future is what helps move the energy forward. Okay, so diving into the Divine Feminine's mind, let's do that. For the Divine Masculines that are here trying to understand the Divine Feminine's mind, let's find out what the Divine Feminine thinks about the Divine Masculine. I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm not only going to pull these cards, but I'm going to pull some cards of like the regular tarot cards, because I just really like regular tarot cards. They tell me so much. What does she think of the what does Divine Feminine think of the Divine Masculine? What do they want to say? What do they think about them? Hold on. What's the connection? What does the Divine Feminine want out of this connection? What do they see? Most of the Divine Feminine. So let's get that. Okay, so they want your freedom. Out of anybody that the Divine Masculine has ever been with, the Divine Feminine is the one who wants you to be free. That's all. That's all they want. They want to see you in your free state as they had seen you when they first met you. They don't want you to be trapped anymore. They're the only feminine that you've been with. I'm talking to Divine Masculines right now. They're the only feminine energy that you've ever been with that wants this for you. Everybody else has always wanted to trap you. This Divine Feminine does not want to trap you. They want their freedom. They want your freedom. The only thing the Divine Feminine wants in this world is freedom. They want to run naked. I'm just kidding. They want to go to a nude beach where it's just you and them and run naked. I'm kidding, because some people don't have a marriage on their mind or anything like that, or it's just friendship. So I guess friends can do that, but I don't know how that's going to turn out. It's going to turn out kind of hot. They want you to be done with your pain. If they can help in any way, they would love to. They don't want to be the one to do it for you. They don't want to overfunction. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminines want you to be free of your pain. They want you to put it all down. The responsibility, the burden, the anxiety, the worry, the fear, the depression, the nightmares, the deep wounds, the betrayal, the loss. They don't want your relationship to have any of that. If they could, they would block out every single person in their life and just be with you. They don't want negative family members to be a part of your life. If they're going to be the ones that are going to create chaos, they'll cut out anyone and everything just to have this relationship. Okay. Anyone that's not positive, you know, I'm not talking about like they're just going to cut out every single person. No, but they'll be quick to say, you are interfering in my relationship with my divine masculine. So you can't be a part of this anymore. And you know what I mean? Like, they're not afraid to do that. You are interfering, you know? And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but that's kind of how the feeling is. The feeling is, if there's going to be a person who's going to talk bad about the divine masculine to the divine feminine, that person's gone. Like a friend. You know, if a friend's going to talk bad about their divine masculine, then they're gone. If you're going to try to, something like that. You know what I mean? Like a family member who's always like trying to control the relationship, well, then that family member is not allowed to be a part of the relationship. You know, if the family member is going to talk crap to the divine feminine or the divine masculine and try to ruin their relationship, well, that family member doesn't deserve to be a part of your relationship. You know what I mean? But if they're going to be healthy, yeah, anybody who's healthy can be a part of the relationship, sure, fine. But those people who are trying to purposely destroy the relationship or sabotage it, see ya. You know, they're not afraid of boundaries. She sees the divine feminine sees the divine masculine as a gift and hopes that the divine masculine sees them as a gift. Both, vice versa. Very equal give and take. They see the divine masculine as their happiness. They know that they were happy with them in the past, and they know that they're going to be happy with them again. It's just there's so much pain around, like, that the divine masculine has been dealing with, that the divine feminine is waiting for that to like almost be gone. Like, not be gone, what's the word? Like, if that pain wasn't there, then we could that's not what they want to say. Because pain's going to be there. It's just the pain, that's it. The pain to be gone so that it doesn't control their lives. That's it. Like, pain will still be there, but they're saying, like, the divine masculine is allowing the pain to control their life right now. And when the relationship gets together, that will be the time that neither one of them is allowing that pain to control their lives anymore, and they can actually be free with each other, you know? But they realize it's going to take some tower moments. They realize they're working on themselves, and it has a lot to do with the self-esteem of both parties. So they see this relationship as being very long-term, heavenly guided and heavenly divine, and equal give and take. So that's what they think about the relationship. So for the divine masculines, if you're wondering what the divine feminine thinks about your relationship and thinks about you, this is what they think, okay? All right, and they're saying, I have tried telling you the truth many times, but I can't for some reason. So there was some reason that the divine feminine has been holding back how much they love you. And maybe they have felt that they couldn't. Maybe they thought you wouldn't hear them. Maybe they had some guilt and shame around the relationship. Maybe something happened and they just were never allowed to actually say it. And there was just some uncomfortable reason why they couldn't say it, but they'd love to tell you. Okay. What I would give to run my fingers through your hair. Oh, they really like your hair. Or, you know, I don't know, maybe they like hair. Okay, so I believe you. They believe in you that you can do this. I find everything about you so pleasurable and irresistible. It's passionate. You are a diamond of immense strength and beauty. The fact that you're still living today, the divine feminine thinks that's pretty sexy. I have been watching you from a distance. So if there's any communication that you'd want to have, divine masculine with the divine feminine, know that they've been watching you and that you can communicate with them, okay? If you can't communicate with them by actually having a conversation with them, there's other ways to communicate with people. I live for your smile and would die for your kiss. I am burning with passion for you. My love for you goes deep. You feel like a warm home to me. You are the song of my heart. All right, so I hope that that helps you guys kind of stay focused in on what's going on. I hope Divine Feminines that gave you clarity, and I hope Divine Masculines that gave you courage to speak to your Divine Feminine, to understand this is not what you have ever dealt with before. This is a different relationship. This is real. This is a real relationship. This is a real person. This is someone who wants your freedom. And they want their freedom. They don't want anybody to be trapped. They want everybody to have self-worth. You, them, everyone. All right. Well, I hope you guys like this reading or entertained in some way. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Put your energy in the reading. And on the screen is the 1111 portal for the lovers, the twin flame, in case any of you guys were here because you're on a twin flame journey or a soulmate cycle. All right, you guys have a great day. Bye.